Okay, so we optimized our system in the last session, and now we have to move on to MIDI. In the preferences, there is an entire MIDI tab. So there's audio and then MIDI. What is MIDI? I once had a guy come up to me and say, yeah, I'm having a hard time understanding M1D1. And I was like, M1 what? And I realized, oh, he's talking about MIDI. M1D1. All right, sorry. So this is my MIDI preferences, but let's get out of here. The first thing I want to do is show you how to trigger MIDI in live via the computer keyboard. MIDI, the quick discussion of MIDI is audio is what you're hearing me do now. I'm talking, it's audio. MIDI is anything having to do with a synthesizer where I play a keyboard and I say a little command to the keyboard and say, open up this sound when I play middle C, close it when I take it off. That's MIDI. Okay, now this session here, this tour of Live Suite Demo, these are all MIDI tracks. How do I know? When I go to my bass here, I see an analog bass synthesizer. When I use my arrow keys or mouse down, I see mellow notch, and so forth and so on. And the fact is that there's no audio in this session at all. But I want to be able to show you how to play MIDI, how to play these instruments if you're on the plane. Okay, so this entire toolbar, control bar, is filled with small little indicators. Click on this guy. This is saying, I want to trigger these live instruments with my computer keyboard. And sure enough, when I do this and I play certain letters of my computer keyboard, I get what? A little indicator. If you'll notice, I have this info view on. If you don't, you should have it on. Check it on. And it's down there, MIDI track in indicator. I'm getting MIDI. And gee whiz, I'm on this bass track. I ought to hear bass, but no, I don't. So the reason is that I have to arm the arrangement recording. If I click here on this wee little thing, then you can see that says turn on this switch here. I'm just going to do it for us. And now I'm playing my computer keyboard. You hear that? And here's how. This is the computer keyboard. Really? Yeah. So the only things that mean any difference at all is this row, and this row in live. In fact, it's broken down this way. I have my scale, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F is F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B natural, C. Okay, so down here I have octave down, octave up. So this decreases my velocity by 20, 40, 60, 80. This increases my velocity by 20, 40, 60, 80. And this adds a accent. Better just to do it. Let's see. What I want to do is trigger everything in this session except for the drums. But when I go to try and trigger different tracks, it just gives me one track. What's the deal? You have to hold down command, and anything within live that you want to do multiple selections of is the Apple key. So command hold, and then you got them all. Okay, so I'm going A, F, G. Okay, and then A, K, A, L. Okay, now octave is Z. X comes up, sorry about that. C is decrease MIDI velocity, V is increase, and B is, if you hold down B, it's a dB boost. Okay, in the next section we're going to try to decipher all this MIDI madness in here. No worries.